Okay, so hi and welcome to week 12 for the second last lecture of the semester. And as you know, I'm currently in South Korea. However, I did some pre-recording before I left. And you'll notice that this lecture is done in sort of an interactive mode. I've published it via Storify, so you can see all of the bits above and below. The various elements that you can interact with. So I'll do snippets of videos during the whole Storify episode, I suppose we can call it. And you can interact with various pieces. I'll bring video back in to introduce each section, and you can choose and pick on which parts you want to do, or go through the lecture in a different way, or however you want to do it. But given that it's week 12, the introduction is for copyrights and copylefts, copy wrongs, more to the point. So I've put the downfall video above, which I hope you could see, and then following on from that was the link to create your own downfall video, which is, I guess, a way of questioning the idea of copyright in the online environment. So that's what we'll be looking at today. So firstly, to say I'm not a copyright expert, and secondly, kudos to Fiona Martin for providing some of the content in this presentation. So in 2004, Oliver Hirschbiegel directed a movie about the end of the Third Reich, the downfall, Der Untergang. It was heavily criticised because it depicted Hitler not as a monster, but as a flawed human being, and invited us to understand his emotional reactions and personal relationships. Since then, in one of the world's great examples of internet-fueled vernacular creativity, or remix subculture, thousands of parodies of scenes from that film have popped up on YouTube. Hitler's PS3 gets stolen, Hitler gets banned from Yahoo Answers, Hitler learns he has swine flu, Hitler reviews Windows Vista, to name a few. Personal favourite of mine is the Hitler reaction to Triple J. You should check that one out. Some years ago, Constantine Films, the film production company which owns the copyright, ordered YouTube to take down all versions that breached its rights. YouTube complied. But just as that happened, others were posting and more appeared every day. So the parody culture that's developed out of this film is a really great example of why copyright needs updating for an interworked remix world. So this week we're looking at the rights and wrongs about copyright and how the copyleft and Creative Commons movement came about. As we've already copied much of the basics in the terms of copyright law and media law and ethics, we're going to skip through the basics and pay more attention to the growing concerns around the expansion of copyright law. But we need to cover a few basics so that we ensure that we're all on the same page before we get into it. So we might ask the question, what is copyright? And copyright is a type of legal protection for people who express ideas and information in certain forms. So, for example, in the form of intellectual property. In Australia, the Federal Copyright Act of 1968 protects a range of material, including written material, artistic works, musical works, computer programs, compilations, films, and sound recordings. A work is protected automatically from the first time it is written down or recorded in some way, provided it has resulted from its creator's skill or end effort and is not simply copied from another work. For example, as soon as a poem is written or a song is recorded, it's protected. Obviously, this means in terms of getting permission to use a copyright object, you must ask the licensed copyright holder. Copyright is meant to work in a creative person's favour by requiring users of their works to get permission and usually to pay for republication and modification. Authors also have moral rights over the use of their work, that is the right of control over meaning, context and creative use of a work. So I'll end this section here and start a new video just below looking at